Welcome, travelers. I'm Josh.
I'm Glenn.
And I'm Lee Wanika, and this is Tabletop Journeys, where we will be your not-so-humble guides on the quest for RPG adventures.
Here at Tabletop Journeys, we are all devoted role players and storytellers at heart, and we absolutely love sharing our passion with you. On our show, we feature diverse tabletop RPG systems, demonstrating them through actual plays and breaking down the rules to provide you with tips, tools, and techniques to help you navigate them. We also love bringing the content creators behind these games into the studio to give you a peek behind the curtain with relevant and insightful interviews.
Let us help you get the most out of your story, no matter what game world or system you're playing, because detailed settings, heroic characters, diverse NPCs, and a focus on story over rules can make any campaign legendary. Now, here's a message from friends of the show.
My name is Nick Perrin, and I'm an actor, writer, and game master. And on Tabletop, I talk with an expert game master every week to find out the best ways to run amazing games and tell epic stories. Looking to start DMing? Or maybe you've been a game master for a long time and want to spice up your table? Then this podcast is for you. Tabletop is released on Mondays wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome, travelers. This is Tabletop Journeys. This week, we return to our exciting actual play of Sentience by Al Spader.
So there is nobody in this facility. What you do see as you are looking around is there's an open room with some pool tables, and on the wall behind the pool table, it looks like a map of the city, and there are several jagged red lines that that are drawn onto this map, radiating from a point, and that point has in scratched lettering, it says, "Not my fault."
I'm going to commit that piece of information to memory. I don't know if I necessarily know how that's going to come up, but I'm definitely going to keep that in my mind.
You can try to interpret it a little bit more if you'd like with an analyzing task. It's a difficult analyzing task.
Yeah, I will do that.
It's a difficulty 4 analyzing task.
Ooh.
Rasputin, would you like me to assist that? I have the investigating program. I'm sure that I can assist.
Absolutely. Yes, I definitely think I'm going to need some help with this one. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I actually do have the program Architecture, which, because it's showing different places, I am thinking that this may be showing us something that's happening with these various areas. Like, is there a pattern? Could this show some kind of internal weakness? Like, I have a sense that this is going to give me a clue that might have to do with the actual locations that I'm looking at. That's where my focus is. And in this particular case, I think it's fear, because I'm afraid that there might be something really dangerous going on. Have we stumbled into some kind of terrorist plot of some kind?
So you have a couple of options here. There's no momentum in the pool right now. Yep. So you could buy dice by adding to threat. If you're really drilling down into this, you could also introduce the idea of value sacrifice, which is the same thing as using determination in Star Trek Adventures. You find a value that least applies to the situation, and basically you let your robot brain take over for a moment. Your AI kind of takes over and really drills down into super speeds in this case. And that would allow you to get all the same bonuses as you would as spending determination. Namely, you could have one of your dice automatically roll a 1.
I'm definitely going to do that, and I'm going to value sacrifice. We must make an impression to move up in society. And I will definitely give you 3 threat to get extra dice.
All right. You
I'm rolling my
have
stunts
4
with
dice
love.
total.
Yeah.
One of them has rolled a 1. You can roll your other 3, and Mother Bear is assisting.
Yep. I love all of you so much that I am enjoying this opportunity to analyze with you. That's
That
a natural
is
1.
3 successes, nothing within critical range other than that 1. So that's 3 rolled successes, 2 successes. So I'm at 5 total successes at this point.
And
So-
2 more, because I've got a
And
natural
then
1.
2 more from Mother Bear makes 7. So the difficulty of 4 is surpassed. You add 3 to the bank, and you learn that you have quite a lot of knowledge of structures, like you said, which is really coming into play here, Rasputin. And you are realizing that the red lines that are emanating out from this point are essentially fault lines that run through the city, and letting your AI self take over for a moment, running the calculations, it reports back that there was a large release of energy at that point on the map. It would literally cause all of those faults to slip, and the entirety of the Hollows gangland would have a chasm between it and the rest of the city.
And how many lives would be lost in that case? Like, I assume thousands and thousands of lives would be lost in that kind of devastation.
Potentially, if people were there.
Okay. I will let everybody know this is definitely a serious danger. There could be a terrorist plot at play.
I guess I didn't make the challenge. Never mind.
We're talking creating beachfront property and cheap real estate. Somebody could make a killing with this. The question is really, are these gang members behind it, or are they simply muscle for the ones that are?
It looks as though it's making an island of their territory, so I would lean towards it must be them.
But the bit about not being my fault, who and what does that mean? Who wrote that, and why are they concerned about that? If they want to do this, why are
Perhaps that's the name of the fault line that they're creating. It's not my fault.
I don't get it.
It was funny in my circuits.
No, but you're not wrong. If whoever wrote the message is indicating they do not have possession, they're not the creators or the owners of said fault, it could just be what they called it versus an exclamation of or an attribution of blame. It's possessive. It could be either a possessive or an attribution of blame. We don't know which based on the syntax.
Could also be code talk as well.
Where on this map would this race be happening? And could this quantum thing that we are looking for be this energy source for the damage that we're concerned about?
Not knowing what this device would be, quantum state plasma injector probably could release a lot of energy. The race is happening 20 blocks away from this location that is marked on the map.
Okay. But is it anywhere near the danger zone that's indicated on the map? Does the race route go through that area at all?
It does not. It is
Okay.
on essentially the other side of the town. The race doesn't even go through the hollows. It's in the town proper.
Was the race highly publicized throughout the town?
Oh yeah, the race brings thousands of people out to watch every time they do the races.
I believe the race is a distraction. Perhaps, as opposed to continuing to track down this car part, we should shift our focus.
Should we go to this apartment building, continue our investigation?
You got about an hour before the races start.
I think we could possibly find more information. It's worth doing, just in case.
We should decide quickly. Time is of the essence.
Yes.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Yep. With an attachment, I wish to bend/break the camera behind me.
Easily done.
And then walk, and then I'll lead the way back to the vehicle.
Clank, 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 clank,
Right,
clank.
and you know exactly where the apartment is, so it only takes 10 minutes to get there. And this is a pretty dirty part of town. There's trash everywhere, just piles of trash in the streets and such.
Mother Bear pulls a towel out of one of her many compartments and hands it to Doran. Just doesn't say anything, just with a knowing nod of her carapace.
How would you like to approach the apartment? It's very similar to apartment buildings these days where you go into a main foyer and go up to all of the different locations. You could also try to get in from the outside if you wished. How would you like to do this?
Definitely pull up from the opposite corner of where the apartment is so they can't see us approaching.
And then approach with stealth, yeah.
Yep, and in a highly technical world, I have to assume everything's got a camera. The question is whether or not they would be looking or they would know that somebody's approaching the main door of an apartment building where lots of people come and go. So basically, we'll just walk up as though we belong.
So you enter into this apartment building and you start going through the hallways and stuff. It's dim, lights are flickering. You actually see a couple of robots sprawled out on the floor with their heads jerking back and forth. This is a common activity in this part of town. It's called fizzing, which is basically installing these programs that mess with your quantum cortex and create like this euphoric type state. And yeah, just not quite passed out, but not quite paying attention to what's going on around them. And you go up the stairs to the apartment and you move to the northwest corner of the building and the door is there. What would you like to do?
Unless somebody stops her, Viola will walk up and rap sharply on the door.
Yeah, Mother Bear would stop you. As you go waltzing up to the door, Mother Bear would stick out one of her arms and just shake her head back and forth. I want to get in on an investigation to determine what's going on inside the room. So maybe, again, it's to protect my people. So I'm thinking love and analyzing. Everything that she does is from a position of love.
Yeah, go ahead. Make a love and analyzing test. Difficulty, actually, yeah, we'll make it difficulty 1.
Okay. All right, I won't buy anything, and I am using my investigation program, so that's gonna. I only have an analyzing score of 2, but that's better than nothing. 3 successes, including a 2.
Awesome. So let's start with the simple, straightforward thing that you recognize. There does not appear to be any sounds coming from within this apartment.
That's intriguing. I gained 2 momentum there. Can I spend one of those momentum for some additional information? Because that's weird.
Yeah, what would you like to know?
I don't hear that there's anybody inside, basically.
Correct. Yeah, it is silent in there.
Okay. What I want to do then is flip over from auditory investigation to heat scanning, and I want to look at heat patterns and everything like that to determine how long has it been since there's been somebody here.
So just on that basic analysis, the handle of the door and whatnot, it's probably been about an hour since someone's been here.
I bet they went to the races.
I think you are correct. Should we enter to make sure that whoever is inside is not damaged?
If they're part of a plot to create issues, then I would certainly think we should enter less about whether or not they're damaged, but more about what information we can find.
You can justify however you wish, Rasputin. As will I.
Sounds good. I'll attempt to open the door.
The door opens.
All right. Stepping in, I will take a look, see if there's anybody there waiting. My nail gun attachment is readied.
Give me an observing task. Difficulty 0. See what you can find.
I am actually joyful in this moment because Mama Bear is starting to recognize my penchant for handling things in a very immediate and direct manner, and I find that amusing and fun. So that's going to give me a 10 as a target. And we have 2 successes, no criticals. I rolled a 3 and a 3.
All right, so first thing you notice when you walk in for free, this is 2 rooms, and there is blueprint paper everywhere. There are parts, it looks like car parts everywhere strewn about the apartment. So let's roll with that right now.
I look back at Mama Bear and say, he's got a murder board. And I will step in and begin looking through these blueprints to see what I can figure out.
All right, so you want to spend some momentum, see what you can find?
Absolutely. Now, where I had 2 successes on a 0, that would add 2 to our 4 to give us 6. Is that correct?
I'm considering those 2 still floating. I have not committed them to the pool yet, so you can use them. Let me give you one bit of information and then see if you want more. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
It is very clear that I-9 is the person who designs the racing vehicles for Big J. And you see the blueprint posted up of this giant tank-like vehicle that has, it looks like a rail cannon attached to the back. That looks to be the newest thing of interest of I-9. It's something that they've been working on.
Okay.
Would you like to spend another momentum to dig deeper?
Yes. I'm concerned that somehow this is going to tie into creating this energy expulsion issue that will create the fault lines. Whether this is rigged to blow or this is rigged to make a shot is what I'm interested in determining.
So as you are digging through all the stuff and everyone's thumbing through the blueprints and all of that stuff, you do find a notebook. And you open that notebook and there's just like doodling inside this notebook. And one of the last page, you do see this canister-looking device that it looks like it's got what was described as the quantum state plasma injector that slides down into it. And next to it, it says, "Not my fault," underlined.
That's the same words that were on the map.
Perhaps, if that's the device, and they stole Arnold's device for it, perhaps "not my fault" means they're going to try to blame him for it?
I believe so.
Is it the same handwriting?
No.
Does this device look as though it would appear to run on electronics?
Yeah, there's a fuel cell there. Yeah, fuel cell.
So then Viola is going to start puttering around this giant room of parts for her recycling brain to work with. And she's going to use her special ability, reusability analysis node, so that whenever I attempt an operating task to create a device or object out of whatever is lying around, I can use my observing protocol instead of my operating protocol. And she's going to try to build a short-range EMP device to disable it.
Excellent.
Emphasis on short range to try to not fry any of her friends.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So you're going to try to make this device right now.
Yeah, and as she's doing it, she's just bebopping around singing to herself, "In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Feeling fussy,
So the one thing,
walking in my bliss."
you know that this is going to take time. And at this point, the races are going to start in about 45 minutes. Let's see what the plan is from here, and we will see, and then I'll have you roll on that, Viola. What is your next step here? Are you sending someone to do the race? Are you investigating the Not My Fault area? What are you dividing up and to try to do both? What's the plan?
Rasputin, I think you are the best driver, and if we think this tank vehicle is somehow related to what's going to be going on, I guess we should be putting on our racing shoes.
I would agree. The challenge now becomes, if we go to do that, how do they get us a device to help us put this thing out of commission?
We have a car.
I can bring the parts with me and work on the road, because I'm going to need like 2 shots in my cup, one to get up, one to get down. That's how I feel right now.
I know a lot about vehicles, and I know this vehicle was obviously some kind of racing vehicle anyway, But the person that we're dealing with knows a thing or two, so we're going to grab as their plans to see if there's anything in there that will give me some kind of advantage on getting this vehicle ready in a very short amount of time.
Okay, so you want to be prepared for whatever that tank-like vehicle might bring to the race.
Correct.
Gotcha. And so it sounds like Rasputin is going to be driving in the race. Is anybody going to be co-piloting, or is everybody else going to investigate the not my fault?
I will go with Rasputin, and I will take schematics because I have a set of programs for analyzing schematics. And we will need a mechanic for the car. All race cars need a pit crew.
Excellent. And does that mean Viola and Mother Bear are going to look at this location where said device might be?
I guess so.
Here at Tabletop Journeys, we've leveled up our game and we're prepared to make your next roll legendary. We've just started a partnership with Fanroll Dice, and they have over 300 product options to choose from. Gemstone, metal, new liquid core dice, and so much more. Better yet, listeners to the Tabletop Journeys podcast can get 10% off on their orders when they follow the link below and use discount code podcast10. A portion of these purchases come back to us, and this is a great way for you to help support the show.
When last we left, we decided that we were going to maybe try to tackle two things at once. We were going to send Rasputin and was it Doran to go racing?
Yes.
And then Viola and Mother Bear are going to go try to investigate this Not My Fault location, which you have the exact place of on a map. So we're going to treat this as a parallel scene. We're going to bounce back and forth between the two situations and see how that plays out.
Okay.
So Doran and Rasputin, you drop off Mother Bear and Viola a block away from this park, which is where this Not My Fault location is. And after you do that, you drive off to the racing area. And like hundreds of race fans are lining just the start area alone. You do see Big J's vehicle is right up at the start line. It's this big SUV thing. It's got like a plow on the front, and mounted on the back is a large rail cannon. There are female presenting robots, mostly polishing the outside of the big tank-like thing. And as you pull in, your HUD lights up with the race information of where the race goes around the town. And yeah, how do you feel right now?
I love vehicles, and the fact that I'm going to get a chance to go ahead and use my vehicle knowledge and my driving skills to accomplish something that could be really important, I'm very happy.
It's basically always an emotion plus operating task to use a vehicle, and the vehicle does have a slight assist to help you out. Anyone that is a passenger vehicle may interact as they normally would with anything that's going on around them if they wish. So the vehicle that you are driving in is an advanced vehicle, so your target number when the vehicle assists is always going to be 11, and it's always going to crit on a 2. If and when the vehicle assists, it's an 11-2. All right. You look over and Big J starts getting up into his large vehicle. Big J is a large robot. He wears a cowboy hat. He has a metallic cigar fused to where a mouth would be. It's not actually smoking or anything like that. It's just there as a decoration. And he gets in and starts revving his engine. All the robots around start cheering, and we're getting ready to get started here. Moving over to Viola and Mother Bear. You have in front of you a large park, and in the center of this park is a gazebo. And next to the gazebo, you do see a pile of what looks like freshly dug earth.
Attack the gazebo. No, I'm joking. It's true. Tell me, you all know the attack the gazebo meme. No, definitely want to go over to the pile of dirt and investigate it. I take a lot of pride in my investigation, so pride in analysis.
Yes, you have a good idea of where this device probably is. It is gotta do some digging. So this is going to be a difficulty 2 digging task, to digging plus moving to get the dirt out of the way. And you can have
So is digging like a specific program? Do I need to have something to dig, or
no? You got anyway.
Okay.
You could get down and start digging with your hands if you need to. But it's just there's a lot of dirt there above where this thing was buried. So Viola can absolutely assist you with that.
Am I still working on the EMP device?
Oh yes, and you're working on the EMP device. That's right.
Yeah.
We'll
So
have you do
yeah,
that.
so I just wanted to investigate and see what was going on. But before, if this is basically like big shining beacon, this is where the thing is, then I will go to Viola instead and say, well, it looks like it's there. How should we proceed?
I'm almost done with this. Would you like to start digging?
Sure.
So Viola, why don't we do this? Why don't we give you your difficulty 2 operating task to try to finish this device?
Excellent, but I get to use observing instead of operating because they're
Correct.
usability analysis node. And I am in my happy place when I'm either partying, surrounded by people, or tinkering with things that I'm recycling into something else. So I am joyfully tinkering here. And that means I will have used love, fear, and joy so far. Going for the double hat trick, because there's 6 of them. And you said it's a 2 difficulty, so I will buy a die with momentum.
Okay.
I really need this to work. I'm going to spend 2 more momentum to buy an additional die. Yeah, I'm just leaving us with 1. My bad, guys.
That's okay.
Rolling against a 14. We're lucky I'll generate some new stuff. So I have a 1 and a 2. A 15 and a 19. So that's definitely 2 failures, 1 crit success. Jury rigging is a program, so 2 crit successes, 4 successes.
All right, so you're going to put 2 momentum back in the bank. You've got what you believe to be a short-range EMP device. Unfortunately, what you identify is this thing would probably not have too much of effect on something that is buried several feet in the ground.
Got to get it against its chassis.
Yes. So with that, we're going to go over to the race. And on your heads-up displays, some lights blinking, they're red, and it goes to green. And you both start revving your engines.
I'm revving the engine, giving it all it's got. I'm full on the gas, on the brake, drop the brake, hit the clutch, engage, and go.
Awesome. So this is an opposed test. I'm going to be the reactive player, and then you are active. I'm going to spend 3 threat to roll 4 dice on this task, as Big J is trying to pilot his big tank-like vehicle.
I think
And
it's
then
important
you can
that
decide what you want to do after.
Yeah, I think it's important that I buy some dice here. I'm going to use all 3. Sorry, guys, I'm going to drop us to 0.
Let me tell you what my results are first, because I'm the reactive player.
Okay.
Oh, dear. Okay. So Big J is driving along with you. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Yep. Going to spend all 3 so I can get two dice. My focus is, or my programs rather. One of my programs is vehicles, and the fact that I'm up against this person is, again, this is all for pride. I've never been a racer before, but I love the fact that I'm in this situation, and I am definitely, you know what? I love the fact, it's not my best stat, but that I set it, so that's what I'm going with. I love the fact that I'm getting a chance to put what I do against somebody else. So
Double check, Liwanika, it is only difficulty 4.
okay. All right, and I spent that, so I'm going to be rolling 4 dice. And my target is going to be 7, and operating is 4, so 11 is my target. Oof. I have a critical for 2, and I have a complication for 20. I would like to utilize my value. The strong are more likely to survive in the new world to get myself some rerolls here.
So you're going to sacrifice a second value, let your AI self take over again to pilot for you to get a reroll?
Yep.
And you need 2 more successes?
Yep, and that's going to allow me to reroll the 3 dice that failed, correct?
Yes.
All right. And I've got a 7 and a 6, so I get 2 more successes. I'm at a total of 3. The vehicle would
You're
get...
at 4. So, Doran, do you want to roll for the vehicle?
4.
It's an 11-2. 1 die to assist.
Careful, Rasputin. You give up 1 more value, you'll go back to being a clunky clunk machine.
The car rolled a 9.
Excellent. So you got 5 successes. You guys zoom right past Big J's car, which is a little bit slower and heavier. Anyways, on the first leg of the lap, as you do on your HUD, blinking the next stage of the race, it's flashing red and it says slick surfaces. We'll hop back to Mother Bear and Viola. Who would like to begin the digging process?
So Viola was working on the EMP, so I'll start digging.
Excellent.
Very carefully. So let's see here. I am fearful. For the first time, she is fearful because she realizes that this thing has got a tremendous amount of power and doesn't want to accidentally set it off, because while she thinks that there's no damage that she can't repair, she does think that perhaps a thermonuclear explosion that happens beneath her feet might be the thing that challenges that particular value. So I will. So she is feared. She's afeared right now, and it's fear and moving. You said.
Yep. Difficulty 2. You have 1 momentum in the pool.
Can I use my self-defense program to make sure that I do not accidentally set this thing off while I'm digging?
Sure.
I like it. That's 3 successes, because that's a critical and a success.
Awesome. But you have dug down and you see the device. And as you see the device, Viola comes running over. I've got this EMP, and then she hears G, G, G. And then coming around the corner on the far side of the block, you see this 15-foot tall bipedal monstrosity with 2 cannons on its shoulder walking your way. Back to the race.
What Viola actually said as she ran up, just for quick clarification, was her speaker completely 100% plays a clip from the movie Armageddon, and she says, "Get off of the nuclear weapon."
Lewanika.
Perfect.
Yes.
Big J gets to roll first on this. It is a slick track, but Big J is not going to try to pass you this turn. Instead, he's going to try to shoot your vehicle with that rail cannon, because he's mad that you passed him. And I'm going to buy a dice with momentum to see if the rail cannon hits your vehicle. It does not. I roll a 17, a 16, and a 4. Right behind you. Hits on the road right behind you. Meanwhile, we have a slick surface. This is, for you, Lewanika, it's going to now be a difficulty 2 to make sure you don't spin out. So, difficulty 2 operating task.
I was going to be afraid of the slick surface, but after having him miss me with the weapons fire, I'm actually quite joyful at my prospects. So this is going to be a joy operating situation, and I'm going to, which gives me a target of 12, and I'm simply going to go with my 2 normal dice, again with my vehicle programs, and try to cut through these turns and corner like I'm on rails. That's going to be a critical success on a 1 and a 14, so I get 2 successes here.
Great, so you don't spin out. Doran, would you like to fire back at Big J's truck? I think you have a weapon, right?
Oh, yes, I do. I have a scrap shotgun, which I'm assuming that we're close enough that I'm going to get a good shot off. Let's see, so that would be... I am angry that he is planning on trying to damage this vehicle, because that doesn't seem sporting. And what would that be for? Is that an operating? Yes.
Yep, so range attacks are operating tests with a difficulty of 2.
Okay, so I'm going to use the anger, which is a 9 and a 1. So let's see.
If I can, before you roll at him, do we want to roll for the vehicle to see if there's any momentum gained?
Okay.
Yeah, 11-2 for the vehicle, that's right, because it assisted trying to not spin out.
Yep. And... yeah, I should have shut my hole. There's a complication.
Thanks, Lewanika. Any other suggestions?
that. Does anybody have a foot they'd like me to shoot at this point?
Yep. Is there anything I should do with
Why
the
don't you give me a
thermonuclear
nice
device at
paper
my
cut
feet?
and pour some lemon juice on it?
Yeah, and a little salt. A little salt.
Doran, you're shooting your scrap shotgun.
Yes,
Are you
I am
buying
trying
any
to
dice?
shoot. But I'm going to need to buy dice because there's no way that I can get. It's a difficulty of
2.
I need 4? 2.
No, difficulty 2.
I need 2 successes, and I'm going off of a 10. I will buy a single dice. Yes, I have 2 successes,
So that's a hit. Roll your scrap shotgun's damage.
which I believe is
Stress.
Stress, which is, and the number that is on the character sheet is the
Correct.
number of dice.
Yep.
So that would be a total of 6, and one of those is the challenge number, the marker.
And does the scrap shotgun have any abilities next to it?
It has destructive and area.
Ooh, so you're actually inflicting multiple points of damage. So your shotgun shoots at both of the tires, and how much total damage is it?
6.
6. So that is, so you inflict 1 damage. We're going to say the rear right tire is blown out, and then you got a little bit more inflicted on the front there. Nicely done. Sweet. Now back to Mother Bear and Viola. This war walker is coming at you. What would you guys like to do?
That if I see something approaching us as a protector bot, I will. Again, Johnny 5, intruder! The eyes turn red, she puffs up a little bit, breaks out the semi-automatic rifle and the flamethrower that are sitting on turrets above her shoulders, ready to throw down. So.
All right, which would you like to fire off?
Could you please move away from the nuclear weapon as well, please?
She'll take a couple of steps towards the threat. That's fine. To get out of the... So she's not standing right on top of the nuclear weapon. Yeah. Let's see. They both have the same damage. The flamethrower is inaccurate, so she will fire her semi-automatic rifle. So...
Difficulty 2 again to hit with a range
Difficulty
attack.
2. I will buy a die with momentum. No, I will not. Sorry. I will keep... Sorry, I'm just the 2. Yeah. I'll buy it with a threat, actually. I want to keep that momentum, please. I am going to buy a third die. That's 2 successes and a 19. Am I in the crit range?
19 still in the clear.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're in the clear.
2 successes then, so that's fine. So I 5
So you hit,
die.
roll your damage.
Yeah, and it's also, the weapon is reliable and piercing 1. So...
Piercing's very good against this thing.
5, yep. So that's 2 1s, a 2, and then nothing else. So
2 1s, a 2, and a what?
2 1s, a 2, and nothing else.
So you 4 damage.
Yeah, 4 damage.
4 stress. Don't forget you can spend a momentum to reroll all fail or all missed challenge dice if you wish.
So instead, I am going to, when I make a successful attack, I can spend 1 momentum to protect a single ally within close range. So I'm going to protect Viola so that she can go ahead and do what she's doing. Any attack against you is going to be increased by 1, but that's okay because the bad guy's not going to get the chance to go ahead and attack because I also have reactive defense module. So during a combat encounter, I can, you and machines of my choosing may ignore the normal cost to keep the initiative. I'm going to fire again.
So that would be other machines. So that means Viola can take their turn before the walker goes.
Oh,
that's what that means.
Yeah, then
that still works wonderfully. You moved, so Viola will activate the EMP device, drop it down the hole, and then leap backwards to take cover behind Mother Bear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And so you dive behind Mother Bear. So that's a free action, by the way, activating that. So you can still, if you want to attack the walker, if you want to do whatever, you can.
With Mother Bear as cover, I'll fire around her frame with my free electron laser. It's got a medium range.
You are within medium range.
Fantastic. And what is my difficulty to hit?
It's difficulty 2 to hit with range attacks. It's an operating attack.
Oh, I'm not such a good operator, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not great at this, so I'm not going to waste our momentum and stuff. We'll see how it rolls with 2. And that is 2 failures, so I miss.
Laser moves by, goes right over it. This
And
thing,
she whispers, "Did you see the size of it, Mother Bear? I almost vented my lubricant."
These double turrets focus in on Mother Bear and send out a blast. I am buying, sorry, one too many. 1 momentum. Let's try to hit you. Does an 11 hit? Let's see. Operating 3, motion 8, yes. So that is 3 successes. So it's going to go ahead and roll damage. It's a dual Gatling cannon. It's rough.
That's okay. That's fine because I have resistance against melee attacks, but this is a ranged attack.
So that's going to be 6 stress, piercing 1. So it'll ignore 1 of your resistance, because you have 2,
Yep.
I believe.
Against
So that's
the
going to
2,
be
so
5 stress and 1 damage. So part of you is damaged in some way.
one of my legs is damaged, so I'm not going to move as well. I'm going to be a little hindered in my movement.
And after it fires that shot, it does close in on you into close range. Back to the race. Leg number 3. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and then the EMP will go off during the next round. So Big J, what does he want to do? Oh, he's going to try to ram you. That's what he's going to try to do. So he's going to spend some threat on that. Rolling 2 extra dice. So he smashes into the back of your car, and the car is going to take a little bit of damage from this giant plow that's in the front. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your car has 2 resistance, so it's going to take 3 stress. We'll say that like your rear right quarter panel is starting to come off just a little bit. But he has not passed you yet. So what would you guys like to do next? Continue trying to get away from him? Do you want to fire back? Do you want to do anything else?
When he struck us, is he still connected with us? Because I would like to...
No, he just rammed into the back of you and then pulled
he
off
bumped
a little
us?
bit.
He's bigger than us, so we're not really obstructing his view. I'm going to stay, so he's trying to be on us, and I would like to... I'm angry at this, but I'm going to try to feint like I'm making a move, but I'm going to have it be like over a fire hydrant or something that will cause damage to him if he tries to take that advantage.
Oh, awesome.
So basically, I'm going to drive like I'm trying to get away from him, but I'm not really doing that. I'm making it look like that's what I'm trying to do. And then when I see that obstruction, I'm going to break off of the obstruction, which should allow him to hit it because he won't be able to see that obstruction in time.
So I will let you either make this, so it's going to be difficulty 3, because you want to try to have him smash into something, and it's either going to be analyzing or operating, your choice.
I'm going to go with operating, and like I said, this is anger and operating, so my target's going to be a 14.
Buying any dice with threat?
3. I'm going to buy 1 die with threat. I'll roll 3. Come on, crits. Give me some crits. I have 2
Doran, you can roll for the car. It's an 11,
I have 2 successes, no crits, no complications.
The car received a 2.
Awesome. So that's a crit. So 4
that's
successes.
4 successes. We grab a momentum.
Yep. And you run him over a fire hydrant, scraping underneath the wheel that was hit with the shotgun, and has inflicted a second damage on his car. Nice job. Doran, what would you like to do?
So I will give the shotgun a good chachak, and with a little bit of sadness because of the fact that Mama's not here to hear the quote, I say, "This is my boomstick!" and I try to shoot him again. I'm going to give you a threat to get an extra die, which will allow me to, because I have the dysregulate ability, that if I do that, I can re-roll one of my dice. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to re-roll that one. So that'll be 3 successes.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, and that is 6. Yes. Oops. Yes, it is 6 because that's what it says on the sheet. That is 2.
2 damage. It's not enough to actually cause a 3rd damage, but it has taken some more stress. It's done. In the next round that's coming up, you do notice is a gravel road, Rasputin.
All right.
Actually-
As Doran makes that shot, Rasputin driving will yell out, "Yes! Yes! That's how you shoot! That is how you're supposed to shoot!" And then put my hands back on the wheel and keep going.
So Mother Bear and Viola, this War Walker is now in short range with you. You basically melee range.
Yes.
Viola is very angry that it damaged Mother Bear. It's one of her friends. Her friends are very near and dear to her. If she's not trying to damage the creature with an attack per se, but simply instead trying to muscle or maneuver it, this other robot, could that be moving as opposed to operating?
Are you trying to push it into the hole? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
This could be an opposed operating or surviving task.
Okay. Then Viola will step around Mother Bear and probably fail miserably, but her two little headlights have turned red, and she tries to get her shoulder head, because she's got a shouldery head.
So I'm the reactive player, so I don't understand what's going on. So I'm going to roll my dice first to set your difficulty.
Fair enough. And try to heave him, kettle into the hole.
I got one success. So if you can get more successes than me, you will be able to push me towards the hole.
Nice.
Man,
just to ensure that
momentum.
I do, I will buy an extra die with 1 momentum. And I have 2 successes. They're like
Excellent.
dead on successes, but
You have generated 1 momentum, and you have beaten this thing, so you've pushed it. Would you like to spend that 1 momentum to push it just a little bit further?
I was about to ask if I could use that momentum to try to get it the rest of the way into the hole.
Not the rest of the way, but you can get it right there on the precipice of the hole, and Mother Bear still gets to act because of the reactive defense.
As it goes by me in very dramatic fashion, and Viola, you probably have not seen this very often, because how often have we been in situations where you've seen her use her guns all the time, but as you are pushing this thing by me, she pulls a wakizashi out of her body and slashes at it on the way by, and I will spend the last momentum for an extra die.
So Josh, let me clarify. So you want to make a melee attack at this thing as it's walking by, not push it into the hole.
No, I'm going to let her continue. I'm trying to make a melee attack that is letting her continue the momentum. I just want to do extra damage to it because I'm angry. Or no, I'm sad. I'm sad that this thing hit me and did damage to me. Has damaged one of my beautiful legs. I am not trying to impede the progress into the hole. I just want this thing to hurt a little bit before it gets blown up by a thermonuclear device.
It needs to go in the hole this round because the EMP's about to go off. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. So what are the odds that I'm going to impede it, I guess, Al? Is that if I roll a complication, that's a really easy complication to give you. You know what? Never mind. I'm going to continue to go ahead and push it in the hole just to go ahead and make sure that it stays in the hole for sure. So I'm going to...
All right, so this thing is figured out what's going on. So it is going to spend 1 threat to try to resist being pushed into a hole. It doesn't know that there's an EMP down there, but it's not even sentient. So it did get 2 successes. So you need to get 2 or more successes in order to push it into the hole. Again, this can be surviving or operating.
I am surviving for sure, and I'm pretty sad that this thing... Actually, I have not used Pride yet, so I'm taking a lot of pride in protecting Viola. I felt like that went really well. It let her go ahead and set up the EMP for success. I feel like our plan is coming together very nicely, so I'm going to spend the momentum for a 3rd die. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 threat for a 4th die to go ahead and make sure that I get both here. So surviving and pride, that's a 13. And I only got 1 success. I did not succeed.
Would you like to commit a value sacrifice in order to re-roll the d20s that did not succeed?
I absolutely would. I have the value that there's no damage I can't repair. I'm not going to be able to repair this damage. I know that for sure because this person, again, EMP, nuclear device, this robot's toast. I'm going to re-roll the 3 die that did not succeed. Much better. So that's now a total of 4 successes and a 19. I'm not sure if that factors into the crit range or not. So a total of 4 successes. 2 regular and a critical.
All right, you shove this giant thing into the hole. It trips over a mound of dirt. It goes head first in. The EMP goes off, deactivating everything in that hole. Nicely done. Back over to the race. Rasputin, it's time to gun it to the end. However, if you can beat Big J on this roll, you will win the race. However, it is on a gravel road, so the complication range is increased to 18. Big J is going to buy a full hand of dice. See what he does. Not good. 3 successes. You roll more than 3 successes.
I gotta get 3. And the difficulty is 3 is the difficulty. Yep, it's all or nothing at this point. I'm gonna spend all 3, so I'll have 4 dice. And this right here is definitely for pride. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say, and again, that lightning strike that showed up before shows up again. I'm gonna turn my head towards Big J. I'm gonna wink at him and go, "Ka-chow! Dirt track racing, baby!" And gone.
And Doran, get your 11-2
Yep.
support
I
dice
just
ready.
rolled that. That's a 5.
So with a pride and operating, that's a 14 target number. I have 1, 2, 3 successes and I have 2 criticals and 2 successes.
So a total of 6?
So 2 criticals.
Yep.
That's 4.
Yep.
2 successes make it 6, plus
Yep.
1 from the car make it 7.
Yep.
You have beaten this guy by 4. Would you like to spend all that momentum and put it into the thrusters on your car so that you can make this embarrassing?
Yes, I'm going to make this as embarrassing as possible, and I'm going to riddle his windshield with the gravel. It'll be shattered, and he'll be spitting actual pieces of gravel out of his fake cigar when he limps to the finish line.
So as we barrel away from him, so I look at the finish line. I look back at him, and as I look forward, a little disc of dark glass has dropped over his one eye. He says, "We're 106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it!" And I hit him once more with the shotgun.
and we'll say, just to add insult to injury, that
Everybody's been coming over to movie night.
You blow out the front right tire this time, giving him his 3rd damage. The car starts spinning out of control, and you guys zoom off to the finish line. People are cheering and going nuts, and we can come out of this conflict sequence. You have won the race. Mother Bear and Viola have deactivated the bomb, and all is right in the world.
Rasputin brings in all of his equipment appendages, and he has a slew of grapplers that just come up, and he gives a doll the biggest, softest, warmest, congratulatory hug he can possibly manage, just kind of hoisting his footless friend in the air and celebrating and picking it up like some robots raise the roof. I raise
Just
the
don't
doll.
spike me.
Yeah.
Just don't spike me.
If you say you're gonna have to toss me the next time we play, I'm gonna love it.
Yep.
And I'm just all about it. Woo!
Yeah, you guys were able to win the race on behalf of Randolph, who lost his arms earlier in the evening. You stopped this bomb from going off, and all is right in the world. You meet back up after, and you share some good stories with each other and walk off.
Mother Bear is
into the
sort
night.
of limping a little bit, but it has like a big bowl of ice cream with like hot fudge on it.
And Viola is dragging one of those giant cannons from the top of the Ed 209 unit behind her.
Nice.
She's got plans for that.
And were we playing a campaign, what I would structure in next is a scene or two for Mother Bear or Rasputin to try to recover those values that they lost, either through doing some type of relaxing techniques, trying to, whether that's meditating, whether that's yoga, whether that's the acid baths. We would do that, and you would roll dice and potentially get those values back. Because we know if you ever have 0 values in Sentience, you revert to being an AI. So
as Rasputin, I was content to steal the cherry from his ice cream and go to the store, get a bucket of ice cream, and watch rom-coms for a little while I have a good cry.
Yeah. I love it. Yep. So
I was curious about whether there was a way to get back the values.
Yeah, there are actually mechanics behind it. It's an extended task, and it does require downtime activities.
Nice.
But we can call it good there. You guys have thwarted the plan to separate the Hollows from the rest of the city and making it a true gangland.
Amazing. Well,
nice job.
Al, thank you very much for coming on tonight to go ahead and run us through this. Is amazing. And Adam, thank you very much for guesting in with us tonight. This was a ton of fun.
It was a great time.
Love throwing dice with you. So
absolutely fun.
Thanks for having me.
Twice in one day, Adam. It was great.
Yeah.
a lot of Modifius 2D20 going on at TDJ today.
Exactly. I don't know about you, Adam, but I really feel like we finished one of our LARPs back in the day, and I'm crashing out at Denny's in this moment.
Yeah,
I'm that level of game excited. Like I hit it, and I'm like, that good.
Yeah, I'm like, right now, I'm wide awake. About 30 seconds, as soon as I walk upstairs, it's going to
like it will. Melatonin will not need to be opened tonight. Is how I'm thinking. I'm just going to call right now.
That sounds like a good place to stop it then. Thank you all, everybody. Have a good night, and thank you, everybody, for listening. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you again next week.
Take care.
Thank you for joining us here at Tabletop Journeys. This has been an actual play presentation of the 2D20 World Builder system, Sentience, by creator Al Spader.
Thank you for joining us. This has been Tabletop Journeys. We would love to hear your feedback on our show today. Join us at www.ttjourneys.com, where you can subscribe to the blog to leave comments and see all the content that we publish beyond the podcast.
You can also stay in touch by subscribing to our Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram at TT Journeys, joining our Facebook group, Tabletop Journeys, or by sending an email directly to podcast@ttjourneys.com. Our full episodes come out every week on Friday, and every Tuesday features actual play and gameplay showcase episodes. Looking for early access? You can support the show and get episodes before everyone else at www.patreon.com/TT Journeys. Check it out today and see all the awesome benefits we bring to our supporters.
Lastly, if you're listening to us on Stitcher, iTunes, Podchaser, Spotify, or Audible, we would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to the podcast on that platform. Thank you for listening and for being a part of our growing community. And we bid you fair tides, friends, for legends await.